2020 sucked. Movies came out in 2020. I watched 11 of them.
Art is dead. Art is dead.
You know, I try to go into every film I watch with, my expectations aren't low, but they aren't high either. That way, I don't get disappointed by films that people tend to overhype. This, on the other hand, I went in with low expectations, and it was still worse than I thought it was gonna be. This is genuinely one of the biggest mess of a film I've ever seen in my life. Ignoring the really controversial history behind it, there's just so much that sucks about it. Who in the studio thought that these effects were actually good? Also about, all of the main actors in the movie suck. I can't give a best acting performance to anyone in this film because no one gave a good performance. Especially the lead actress for Mulan herself. She is awful. Just plain awful. No, I'm gonna keep this segment short because, frankly, you guys have probably seen a video by a YouTuber who's able to much better explain what sucks about this movie. And if not, I recommend checking them out. I'll leave a few links in the description. This may honestly be the most boring superhero movie I've ever seen. And it's kind of sad because I actually did quite like the first Wonder Woman, and after Shazam I was looking forward to what DC had next. But honestly, there just wasn't really much to this one. It felt like it played it a little too safe. Some notable things were that the action was pretty weak to me. This was like very cheesy. Like, I don't mind most stuff that are cheesy, but this one kind of took it a little too extreme for me. Let's see. Cheetah looked awful. I hated how she looked. If there was one good thing to the movie, it was Pedro Pascal, easily. He was so fun in this movie. But also there's a scene where Wonder Woman and Steve are implied to have done it, but Steve is possessing the body of some random dude, so that's not good. Other than that, this was a very mediocre movie. I don't think I'm ever really gonna watch it again.
You don't think I can kill a 12-year-old? Oh, okay. Well, I will smash in his face with a bat like a watermelon!
Yeah, I didn't really like Birds of Prey that much either. I mean, I liked it a bit better than Wonder Woman, mainly for the fact that while Wonder Woman came across as just a very bare-bones superhero movie, I can actually somewhat enjoy the fact that Birds of Prey went for its own style, I guess. Also, I will admit, I actually quite liked the first 20 or so minutes of Birds of Prey, especially that opening animation at the beginning. I thought that was actually really well done, and I would have been down with seeing more little animations like that throughout the movie, just for fun. But other than that, this movie didn't really have much going for it. I kind of enjoy Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and while I think the writing for him wasn't that great, I can definitely tell Ewan McGregor's doing the best he can. And of course, I love about any role from Mary Elizabeth Winstead, but other than that, not really much to say on the movie.
And you know what hurts the most, Joan? This nail I just stepped on.
I promise I'll be more positive after this. But Scoob was okay. I definitely have some problems with it, such as the voice acting, honestly. Like, I love Will Forte as an actor, but he really does not sell Shaggy. I don't know why they couldn't just get Matthew Lillard for it, but I had moments I enjoyed, specifically the villain Dick Dastardly, who I think was actually pretty entertaining. He's, to me, a shining spot in an otherwise mediocre movie. It definitely had parts I enjoyed and a few jokes, whether some of them were meant to be funny to me or not is debatable, such as Simon Cowell's entire involvement in this movie. I have no idea why they decided to make the plot revolve around Cable. If the plans do go along to make this a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe, I don't know if I'll continue to check it out. Maybe out of morbid curiosity, but I thought the movie was just alright in the end. Didn't really leave that big of an impression on me.
Oh, hail the magic conch!
Even the worst of the 3 SpongeBob movies manages to be a pretty fun time overall. Now, obviously, by the rating, it's clear that I didn't like everything about the movie. Personally, I thought the villain was kind of just eh. I did not care at all about any of the stuff regarding Camp Coral, and I don't know, that entire scene with the zombie cowboys, or whatever the hell they were, just wasn't doing it for me. But other than that, the movie has some pretty good writing, some absolutely stellar animation, and the animation made a lot of this movie, and of course some pretty funny scenes, especially Keanu Reeves' character. I don't think he served anything to the plot at all, but I couldn't help but just die laughing at almost every scene he was in. Overall, a pretty good watch, even if it's not as good as the other 2 movies.
What color is an orange? Ted, you bonehead. Its color is the same as its name, just like a lemon.
Hey, how fitting, we were just talking about Keanu Reeves earlier. Bill and Ted 3, or Bill and Ted Face the Music, is definitely interesting. I thought that the first third of it wasn't all that funny, and I was actually a little worried when we were a third through the movie and I didn't find myself laughing all that much. But by the second act of the movie, I found myself quite enjoying what I saw. It's got that same Bill and Ted charm, and it feels like a respectful continuation to the series. I'd be fine if there weren't any more Bill and Ted movies after this, as it feels like that would maybe be running into the ground. But I quite enjoyed this. Also, the best character in that movie was the robot. I think his name was Dennis.
Guys, seriously, you don't have to pull guns on us.
Yeah? Watch what happens when we don't.
I was not expecting that. But I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count.
We've all heard people talk about the original trailer and how, yeah, it made the movie look terrible. I'm not going to talk about that because you've all heard that before. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a lot. Did I enjoy it as much as Detective Pikachu? No, but to be fair, I've always been more of a Pokemon guy to begin with. The movie had some hit or miss humor to me, definitely. For every joke that did land, there was a few that I thought didn't stick. But if there was a reason to watch the movie alone, it is Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. He is such a great villain in this movie, and I am excited to see him in the sequel as well. Post-credit scene left me excited for more to come, and yeah, I think I will find myself checking out the sequel to this movie. I recommend you give it a watch if you have yet to check it out.
A token of appreciation from your government for keeping quiet about recent incidents which never occurred.
Wow. Wonder what it is.
Money to fix the house?
Letter from the president?
You'll see.
Okay.
Olive Garden.
Yeah. The way you said you'll see made me think it was something better than the things we said.
Have you tried their never-ending pasta bowl? It never ends.
Tickety Dungeons and all that! Updated for the non-double deuce! Available wherever dope games are sold!
Oh my god! Did you know that Onward has Disney's first openly gay character? Just ignore the last time, and the time after that, and the time after this. Aren't we so progressive?
Onward was pretty good. I give it a 8.
You get kicked in the nuts. Done.
Okay, criticism of Disney being Disney aside, Onward is definitely a movie that people seem rather mixed on. You either quite liked it or you didn't really think much of it. I, for one, quite enjoyed it. Definitely not among some of my favorite Pixar movies, such as Monsters, Inc. and Incredible, but I think I would put it maybe among Monsters University and Incredibles 2. I quite liked those movies. Now, some people definitely seemed critical on the acting, but honestly, I quite enjoyed the acting, especially from Tom Holland. Like, I know it's kind of become a joke about Tom Holland being cast and everything, but I do think he's a legitimately pretty good actor and voice actor. And I don't mind seeing him in so much stuff, personally. I thought the movie had its nice emotional moments. I actually felt something here and there. I actually thought the jokes were pretty good. And other than that, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Not one of Pixar's best, but I still recommend giving it a try.
Doofenshmirtz quality bratwurst.
Now, I think that at this point, a lot of you guys know that I quite love the Phineas and Ferb series, one of my all-time favorite cartoons. And personally, I think one of the best TV movies ever made is Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension. Does this movie live up to the quality of that one? I wouldn't say so, but I still think it's a pretty fantastic film. Despite not being as good as the previous Phineas and Ferb movie, this is still a film that gives us many heartwarming moments and a lot of laughs, and I mean a lot. Doofenshmirtz is still one of the funniest cartoon characters ever made, and I never get tired of him, no matter where he appears. Also, this movie has probably one of my favorite fourth wall breaks ever put in any film, and I'm not going to tell what it is or show it, because I just think you should watch the movie and see it for yourself. It actually had me dying when I first saw it.
Anime is an important part of our culture!
Now, if anyone here knows me already, then I think you guys are already well aware that I really love My Hero Academia, one of my favorite animes, and this movie definitely did not fail to deliver. Now, for quick thoughts on the other My Hero Academia movie, Two Heroes, I thought it was fine. It was definitely a fun filler movie to me, but I definitely feel like there was some members of Class 1A that should have been there instead of others, like how Mineta was there, but freaking Tokoyami or Ashido weren't. But this movie, we get a nice focus on all of Class 1A, unless you're a fan of Rikido Sato. I'm sorry to say, you're still out of luck here. All the members of Class 1A get at least one moment to shine here, from the minor ones to the major ones, and that's probably the biggest thing about this movie that I love. If I were to give a favorite actor reward here, honestly, it's gonna have to go to a character exclusive to the movie, and the guy voiced by Jonathan Joestar himself. I can't hate that guy's voice. Which, yes, I watched the film dub. I personally like the dub a lot. But yeah, if you are a fan of the anime, I definitely recommend checking this movie out. You will not regret it.
But maybe life on Earth could be heaven. Doesn't just the thought of it make it worth a try?
Quite possibly one of the best films Pixar has released in a while. While definitely not on the same level for me as Monsters, Inc. or Incredibles, there is no denying that Soul is an absolutely fantastic film that needs to be watched by anyone who is a fan of Pixar. Never did I think that any movie from Pixar would bring up the question of what is life and what is the point of life. In this film, it gives a answer that may just be the most satisfying way of putting it. You gotta live life how you want to live it. And for that, I don't really have anything much else to say about this movie. I easily give it the #1 spot for this ranking.
And that is my ranking of every movie that came out in 2020 that I saw. I definitely didn't see as much as I did in 2019, but hey, what can I do? Didn't really have much to do that year. Sorry for releasing my 2020 ranking halfway through 2021. That's frankly on me being lazy. And also sorry for not doing much ranking videos. But hey, considering the overwhelmingly positive response I got from the Halloween special, I might find myself doing more of these. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next video.
Do I get to do anything of note in this video?
Shut up, spoiler.
Oh.